Welcome to Local with Lourdes, a production of the Digital and Media Studies program at Lourdes University.
Today we're going to explore some of the stressors that face young adults. We canvassed our campus community and found that there were several issues on people's minds that cause them stress. Climate change and environmental issues, job prospects and economic issues, and depression, burnout, and other mental health concerns are all affecting our community.
That's right. In these stories, you'll hear the voices of members of our local community on all of these issues. Even though there are challenges that face our community, there are also things we can do to help ourselves and each other. So, in each of these areas, we'll also look at some of the ways to address the stress.
First up, these students at Lourdes University take a look at climate change, a global concern with local effects.
In today's society, we have been faced with a lot of different challenges that have pushed us to grow as a community and come together as one. One of these major challenges that we are facing is climate change and other issues that affect our environment. In 2020, the United States has produced more than 80 million tons of solid waste and is estimated to hit 3.4 billion tons by 2050. Most of the waste that we create is from plastic, and plastic accounts for 44% of the global waste that is on our landfills and oceans. Lourdes University takes actions that will help our campus become green, and we will learn about some things on campus that help us continue to be green.
When we talk about our place, we talk about it being a place that should be respecting the earth, respecting the creation, care for all living things. I think I look to our facilities folks, our grounds crew, the people who maintain this beautiful place, you know, the woods, the lawns, the plantings around campus, how they do that with safe and sustainable and organic ways of doing it. I mean, it's really remarkable. Really just consider that when you see something beautiful, it takes work, and everybody's got to be part of the work.
I think a lot of us are being more conscious about the recycling piece, but also how we're using fuel. So can we walk more often to places? You know, there's a lot of things in the downtown Sylvania area that allow us to walk to them. You'll notice the drinking fountains have the ability to allow people to refill their water bottles, and we've eliminated a lot of the water bottle waste on campus so that we can eliminate the waste in the landfills. The greenhouses on campus and the gardens and what the sisters have, it's called the year-round garden, are great ways for students to learn more about how our food supply impacts our neighbors, because some of those gardens are used to support local food banks and local soup pantries. And so it would be nice for students to find an opportunity and find the time to get more involved in those activities.
Some of the buildings across campus, the bathrooms are green bathrooms. The lights will automatically turn off if it doesn't detect motion for so long. And that was actually started by students.
I do know that on nice days, like maybe not today, but I do know on nice days, I know a lot of students that like to walk. When you look around campus, every time you see a trash can, there's at least 1 or 2 recycling bins right next to it. So I notice a lot of people, when they have something they can recycle, they do put it in there.
My lacrosse coach, he kind of makes sure we recycle and not recycle when it comes to things, and we throw things in the trash and all that stuff. In my opinion, recycling is a good thing for the earth. I think we should always do things to help the earth.
Just change into maybe electrical stuff, like eco-friendly cars, electrical cars like Teslas. I've seen a lot. We also have here at Lourdes chargers for electrical cars, so just seeing that change is pretty big.
As you can see, at Lourdes University, we hold strong values that encourage students and staff to not only grow as a people, but grow as a community as well. Individual students, staff, and faculty are willing to do the work to help improve the environment and climate change, but it is more effective when an institution is committed to change. Lourdes University is a good example of that commitment, and hopefully it can be the model for other institutions as well.
Wow, there were a lot of good points in that story.
No, yeah, I think climate change has become more important nowadays, and as the years go on, because it's being so promoted on social media and on the news, and how important it is to take care of the world around us and what we're living in.
I completely agree. Up next, this group of students explore the personal impact of a variety of stressors in young adults.
Emerging stressors like COVID-19 have amplified long-standing issues like economic pressure and educational responsibilities.
Lack of coping skills, everyday living, the pressure to succeed, the lack of financial security, low self-esteem was some of the biggest stressors I saw in young adults.
These stressors have hindered the mental health of many college students. As of September 2021, up to 44% of college students reported experiencing symptoms of depression and anxiety. And for 15 to 24-year-olds, suicide is the third leading cause of death. These startling statistics show that we need solutions to this growing problem. We asked students at Lourdes University about their experiences dealing with these stressors.
I cope with stress by exercising a lot. I find that doing physical activity helps me release a lot of stress. I think bad mental health in college students is the high expectations that people have for us. People expect so much out of us, and we can only give so much before our minds and our bodies give out.
You need really supportive teachers and the environment around you. It's got to make you feel good to be coming here. Basically, if you're not getting treated like a person there, then that ain't the right place for you. So, if you don't feel like you're being treated as a person with dignity, I think that institution has some very big problems it needs to work on.
Students are able to find a way to cope with these stressors by doing things that they enjoy.
Stress-wise, I do go to the gym a lot, try to work off some of that tension. And I also pray and meditate a lot too, just to ease my mind and spirit. I know the Sophie Center and the counselors. I was just talking with my friend about that too before we had got here. But I know for him that's been the biggest thing too. So probably that.
I lift at least 3 to 4 times a week, so that usually helps me a lot. Helps me just get out any frustrations I have. And then there are just people on campus that I can talk to. There's so many places you can go to hang out on campus, so that usually helps too, just talking to people. Being from Cincinnati, sometimes it does add an extra level of stress, like not being able to see my family. So, it only happens sometimes, during times of year, when I can't go home for holidays sometimes. That sucks, but usually I'm fine.
Lourdes University itself also tries to improve the mental well-being of their students.
So it's been brought up by students that they would like to initiate a group that focuses on mental health, so to initiate a new club. And so that was something that we had actually spent some time looking into, and hopefully we'll gain support and come to fruition in the future. Some of the biggest stressors that I see for college students at Lourdes would be individuals overextending themselves. So we have a lot of students here on campus that are also athletes, and they have to engage in their athletic responsibilities, their academic responsibilities, and not only that, but they have familial responsibilities, and everyone would like to keep a social life. So it's a lot to balance, and because of all those time commitments, I think a lot of people end up with stress.
It's clear that mental health issues take a toll on college-age students. The Recreation Center, Campus Ministry, and the Sophia Center are just a few places that can help students get back to feeling like themselves.
That was a very moving story with a lot of good advice.
Yeah, it was. My favorite part of the video was when all the students were talking about how they cope with stress. And I really connected with it because I have different ways that I cope with stress as well. Like for me, it's listening to music, playing sports, or playing video games. And I think that was my favorite part of the video.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a lot of things that people use to help deal with stress. For me personally, it's either working out or journaling, getting my thoughts out, and I think everyone else has their own different style of relieving stress, but I think it's important to know which one works best for you.
I completely agree. Lastly, another group of students focused on the changing economic picture and how that affects people looking for jobs.
Moving away from climate and mental health, the economy has seen an interesting increase in the business world. Many Ohioans were forced out of work due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but in 2021, Ohio set a new record for new businesses. Now, this is nothing short of an accomplishment. This could add to the surplus of job openings all over Ohio. Many people have their own opinions as to why this surplus of available work has come around.
Do I worry about finding a job after graduation? Not really. There's always going to be a demand for teachers. Teachers are always going to be a big job all over the country. So I think I'll be able to find a job pretty much anywhere I want to go.
I don't know if it will have an overly large impact for future businesses because everyone's unexperienced at some point. So it's just a matter of when they're getting their first experience. If anything, I think it'll be good because businesses will be able to kind of form these people into the employees that they want, and then they'll then be able to work their way up through the ladder.
After talking to students within the community of Toledo, some students say that there is an increase in available jobs due to people simply not wanting to work. Others stated that some companies might struggle to build a comfortable and fun environment for their employees to keep them from leaving. We were then able to hear from successful business owners and their thoughts towards running their business, as well as learning how to be successful at it.
It's a great question as far as what's happening with unemployment and unemployment in our state of Ohio very specifically. And it's interesting because you see these things obviously change with time. And this current episode is not unheard of, but certainly fairly unusual. You know, over the last few years, we've seen unemployment numbers just change dramatically to the point where it's become challenging for business of all sizes to hire for not just positions that require a lot of talent and experience, but all levels of individuals.
Normally in 2019, 2018, if I put out an ad, I probably would have had 15 applicants. This time I had 3. So it was slim pickings as far as trying to find employees, especially with any type of skill set that would have helped our office already. Fortunately, we were able to find someone, but the pool of applicants was way down, and we did really have to make do with less staff until we found the right person. I would say yes, we've seen an increase in business. 2021 actually was the best year ever for all of our years, so we had a great year in 2021. But I would say we also learned to do more with less, and I'm currently down probably 2.5 staff members from what my normal was maybe in 2019. But we're producing and we're able to work with less numbers, so that's actually been more profitable for the company so that I can do more things for the office. I just bought a new piece of equipment, I'm putting new carpet in, so if the business does well, then I can update the office.
Understanding the challenges that may go into running a business is a key aspect to be successful in the small business world. Being able to set your business or company apart from others in order to gain customers as well as future employees will help your business go a long way. As for those young adults or others looking for work and are not interested in owning their own business, understanding how to separate your options and to see the benefits other business and companies may offer is an important aspect in today's job search.
There were a lot of good things to think about there for people looking for jobs.
No, yeah, it's really important to realize that nowadays there are a ton of available jobs open for anyone who's looking for any sort of job that's available like anywhere around, like, you know, not even Ohio, but all over the world.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
We've seen a lot of obstacles and struggles, but we've also seen the strengths of our community. Dealing with climate change, we have seen that institutions can make a difference even with something simple like water fountains that fill up a water bottle. On the job front, the good news is that there are more jobs available today than there have been in years. And even though struggling with depression and anxiety can be really difficult, seeking help and doing things that you can enjoy to help you get back to your best self.
Thanks for joining us today. We are proud to share this show with you, which was created, written, and presented by Lourdes University students in the Digital and Media Studies program and produced by our great partners at WGTE. See you next time.